The general design category recognizes site-specific works of landscape architecture that exhibit distinction in design, function, context, and environmental responsibility. Receiving honor awards in general design are PEREZ Art Museum, Miami. Resiliency by Design for PEREZ Art Museum, Miami by Architectonica Geo. The jury felt the landscape architect stepped up and delivered on what was a difficult site. Far from taking a back seat, plants play a dominant and defining role. The design also shows a great resiliency in its use and response to water. The landscape, the jury concluded, creates an engaging interplay between man and nature. Public Media Commons, St. Louis, for St. Louis Regional Public Media, led by KETC 9 Network Public Television by DLAND Studio Architecture and Landscape Architecture. It's apparent the landscape architect was involved in every aspect of this project, said the jury. An outstanding characteristic of the design is its simplicity, such as how the wall surfaces and the ground are handled. It creates a theater from an urban space in what is essentially an alley. This is a project for young landscape architects to aspire to. Phil Hardberger Park, San Antonio, for the City of San Antonio, Department of Parks and Recreation, by Stephen Stimson Associates Landscape Architects. The landscape team was challenged to give coherence to the formal botanic garden and romantic woodland parts of the park, while accommodating a major thoroughfare. The design brilliantly bridges and embraces both. The path mediates among these varied pieces. There's a nice blurring between large formal gestures and the more romantic, irregular forms of the landscape. Mill River Park and Greenway, Stamford, Connecticut, for Mill River Collaborative by Olin. The landscape architects had to work with a complex and diverse set of constituencies, including the Army Corps of Engineers, the town of Stamford, Connecticut, and various private groups to bring this to life. Overcoming the challenges of site and project management, the result is a very sophisticated resilience, which returns the public's access to the water. The LAWN ON Boston for the Massachusetts Convention Center Authority by Sasaki Associates. The very fact that this project is by its nature temporary is a plus, said the jury. Innovative thinking like this could transform empty urban lots and suggest possibilities for future investment. Well-designed and beautifully detailed, the project could easily be taken to another place and be the catalyst for new thinking and transformational change. IBM Honolulu Plaza, Honolulu, for the Victoria Ward subsidiary of Howard Hughes Corporation by Surface Design. In the midst of ho-hum architecture, the IBM Plaza pops out. The landscape architects responded sympathetically to the older building with a contemporary vocabulary that creates an engagement between building and plaza that is neither jarring nor timid. The jurors were particularly struck by the Dali-esque way in which the fountain shapes the slices of water which mirror the facade. WEISHAN Wetland Park, WEISHAN, Shandong Province, China, for WEISHAN Wetland Investment by AECOM, Shanghai. An important work, declared jury members. In the midst of overscaled and over-designed projects in China, this design sends a powerful message by its very subtlety and understatement. What had been a contaminated river is made swimmable. We can't do a lot about the air, noted one juror, but when it comes to water remediation, landscape architects own this. Art and infrastructure, community, culture, and a collection in the Berkshires, Williamstown, Massachusetts, for the Sterling and Francine Clark Art Institute by Reed Hildebrand. Here we see the investment of a cultural institution in its natural environment, which is as important as the work inside the galleries. Disparate architectural expressions are woven together by a landscape, whose hallmark is a single sustainable ecosystem. The design, said the jury, incorporates the surrounding scenery into the mission of the center to foster a greater understanding of art. And receiving the Award of Excellence in General Design is, at the Hudson's Edge, Beacon's Long Dock as a resilient riverfront park, Beacon, New York, for the Scenic Hudson Land Trust by Reed Hildebrand. The jury applauded the clear articulation between man-made and natural forms. Far from erasing or blurring what was a complex program, the landscape architects embraced it, seamlessly integrating the site with the river. Economical, yet very well detailed, it works on a large scale while creating intimate nodes. One juror captured the overall sentiment, saying, "This one has it all."